Hey there, my name's David and welcome back to the Restyle File. I'm a part-time reseller on various platforms such as Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and eBay. And today I have a What Sold video for my sales from March 19th through March 25th. I wanted to share my sales for you from over the week. That way you can find out what things are currently selling for, what you should be picking up in thrift stores, and how to price items, why I pick up items, etc. Make sure to like, comment, share this video, and also subscribe if you haven't done so. And make sure to hit that bell icon, that way you're notified every week when I upload a new video. Now this week, yeesh, let me tell you, it was definitely a struggle. But I actually had one sale that was just such an incredible sale that it pretty much made my week. I think I made more on that single sale than I did on all my other platforms combined. So definitely stick around for that one. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. So let's start with Sunday, the 19th of March. I had 2 Poshmark sales and 1 eBay sale. The first Poshmark sale was a Kate Spade Chester Street large Allen black leather tote. It sold for $70. After Poshmark's fees, I received $56. I paid about $15 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit was $41. This just seemed like a really great sort of office bag or work bag, and when I saw it out on the general floor and not in the boutique section, I thought, oh yeah, I could probably have some opportunity to make some money here at $15. And it sold in under a couple of weeks. The next item to sell was Kizik Prague suede leather sneakers size 10.5 wide. They sold for $63. After Poshmark's fees, I received $48.38. I paid about $13 for these at Goodwill, so my total profit was $35.38. Kizik is definitely a bolo. I've never found it before, but this was my first time finding it, so I thought I'd give it a shot. It did have a very high sell-through rate on eBay, and it did sell in a matter of a few days. The next item to sell was on eBay, and it was Crocs Work Welly Pull-On Black Waterproof Rain Boots size 11. They sold for $30. After Poshmark's fees, I received $22.77. I paid $10 for these at Goodwill, so my total profit was $12.77. Crocs in general are usually okay sellers. They don't always sell super quick. Sometimes it's very style dependent. If you can find them cheap and in good condition, they're usually worth picking up. But I'd say anything more than $10, I usually don't bother with them. Now, talking about the struggle, Monday, it was a $0 day. Yikes. Tuesday, however, was also not a huge showing. I had one single sale on Poshmark, which was a 10,000 the interval unlined athletic shorts size extra large. They sold for $30. After Poshmark's fees, I received $24, and I paid about $5 for these at Goodwill. So my total profit was $19. I'd never heard of this brand before or had it before, but I checked and it had a great sell-through rate on eBay. It seems to be up there with Lululemon and those other types of labels, athletic wear. So when I saw it at the Goodwill, I thought I'd give it a shot, and it paid off. Not a huge profit, but a very quick flip. That was there for less than a week. The next day we're talking about is Wednesday the 22nd. I had one Poshmark sale, and it was a Free People high-rise flare blue jeans size 25. They sold for $49. That was an offer sent to the liker by FLYP. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $37.18. I paid about $5 for these at a Texas thrift store, so my total profit was $32.18. When it comes to Free People, I typically only try to pick up these styles of jeans. So flare jeans or wide leg jeans are usually a safe bet, but admittedly these did sit for a long time, likely because they are a very small size, a size 25. I think that's like a size 2 or a size 1, very small. When they do sell, they tend to sell for good prices. Next day was the 23rd. I had one Poshmark sale and 2 TheRealReal sales that I'm excited to tell you guys about. I've never really included TheRealReal in my videos before, but I figured if items are selling on there, why not? They are definitely part of my reselling strategy whenever I do send stuff in, which isn't often, but I could probably bear to be a little bit more consistent with certain items. And this time, it was definitely worth it. The item that sold on Poshmark was a Keds X Kate Spade pale pink metallic leather sneaker size 8. They sold for $25. After Poshmark's fees, I received $20, and I paid about $7 for these at a Texas thrift store, so my total profit was $13. I've heard that some resellers do really well with Keds, especially the collaboration style Keds, but from what I've seen, I feel like every single collaboration that I look at, they're never priced more than $25 or $30 on the high end in pre-owned condition. So I'm not sure it necessarily makes much sense for me to pick them up whenever I see them. I'll usually throw them in my cart and then check comps and be like, oh no, and leave them behind. So I suppose if you're paying very little for them, it might pay off, but I don't tend to pick up much when it comes to Keds. I will say those at the very least did sell fairly quickly. They sold in under a couple of weeks. Now, my first real sale was a Valentino blazer. It sold for $100, and if you take into account the RealReal's commission structure, based off of the price that it sold, I received 30% of the sale. So I received $30. I paid about $8 for this in a Texas thrift store, so my total profit was $22, which doesn't sound like a lot, and Valentino is a designer label, but this is definitely a dated piece. It was striped and just not something that I had any sort of desire to list myself, just because I knew that unless I took a lot of effort and put it on a mannequin and everything, that it would probably sit forever and I probably wouldn't get a lot of interest in it. Sometimes the benefit to selling on The RealReal is that they seem to have a very large customer base, and they really do prioritize selling items versus something just sitting in my closet. So I'm content with the profit that was made on this blazer, even if it really isn't that much. Now, a sale that basically made my whole week was a Fendi Zucca print vintage late 1990s, early 2000s coat size medium. I sent this and the Valentino blazer in with my most recent package, which I do have a video up here for that RealReal ship with me if you want to watch it. I go over my rationale for what I consider when I'm sending items into The RealReal and how I try to make it work for me. This item I sent in because I had purchased it at a family thrift center and I couldn't necessarily confirm authenticity myself. It looked legit to me, but it was kind of teeter-tottering on the line. So I figured I'll just send it in and they'll let me know if it's real or not. And it got authenticated and it turned out that it is real, it's just vintage. And it sold for, wait for it, it sold for $1,025. What? So, I'm not getting all that money. Let's be real. Let's be real. But I am going to get a pretty decent chunk. So I am getting 67%. I believe it's 65% is the commission structure, but I get an additional 2% because I am a taste maker. So that means an additional $20. Literally $20 and some change. But from that sale, I am getting $687. And what I paid for this jacket, I paid up for it. I paid $80 for this at the Family Thrift Center. So my total profit is $607 for this jacket. Wow. That's an incredible sale. Can all my sales be like that? Should I abandon Poshmark and all these other things and just let stuff sell on The RealReal? No, because I don't find a Fendi Zucca print jacket every week. I find things like that once in a blue moon. And I think when you find items like that, you can definitely try selling it yourself, but I figured this will help put my mind at ease when it comes to authenticity and authenticating it, and also with potentially saving myself from any sort of scammers. I was very concerned about that as well. And realistically, I could totally imagine myself putting it on a mannequin, making a listing on Poshmark or all my other sites, and it just being crickets. Even if I listed it at like 800 or something like that, to be honest, I probably would have listed this at 500. And then eventually caved about 7 months into a $250 offer. So in this case, selling this item on TheRealReal really made sense for me because I am making back more than what I would have expected to get for it anywhere else. Have you ever sold anything on TheRealReal? If so, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Let me know what your best sale is. This one actually isn't my best sale. Maybe I should save that for a video in the future. The next day was Friday the 24th. I had 2 Poshmark sales. The first sale was a PRPS Brunson logo tape stretch sports track jacket size XXL. It sold for $33. After Poshmark's fees, I received $26.40. I paid about $10 for this jacket, so my total profit was $16.40. In retrospect, wish I really hadn't picked up this jacket. I had that listed for a while and it's just so dated and nobody wants that, and I've heard that this brand can do okay, but this definitely doesn't seem to be the piece. The next item to sell was Birdie's Phoebe Dawn Python Slip-On Mule size 9. They sold for $62. After Poshmark's fees, I received $49.60. I paid about $7 for these at Goodwill, so my total profit was $42.60. I've heard that Birdie's is a really great bolo, and these were in basically brand new condition, and it didn't appear that Goodwill had any idea about how much these typically cost retail. So that was definitely a worthwhile flip. The last day we're talking about is Saturday the 25th. I had 2 Poshmark sales, 2 eBay sales, and 1 RealReal sale. So the first sale was on Poshmark, and it was a 1960s Japan Zelco metal 3-section catch-all tray. It sold for $18. That was an offer sent to the liker by FLYP. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $12.38. I paid $3 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit is $9.38. I actually initially purchased this for myself, and I think I used it for a while, but I just eventually had no use for it, and rather than redonating it to Goodwill, I thought, let me just go ahead and list it. And it took forever to sell, but it eventually did. Made my money back and then some. The next item to sell was a vintage The Territory Ahead brown leather jacket size 12. It sold for $58. After Poshmark's fees, I received $46.40. I paid about $10 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit was $36.40. This item I bought because I thought it was kind of cool and utilitarian, but it definitely sat forever. I'm glad to finally see it go. Next, I had 2 eBay sales. The first eBay sale was a Maison Martin Margiela basic black cotton crewneck t-shirt size 52. It sold for $60, and after eBay's fees, I received $50.26. I paid about $6 for this shirt at a charity thrift shop, so my total profit was $44.26. I managed to score a really great profit on this just because it is a luxury label and it's pretty modest in terms of the labeling and the branding on it. It just has the tag, and the retail tag doesn't really look like anything special, so I think this brand tends to fly under the radar when it comes to a lot of thrift stores. The next item to sell was a Sid Mashburn Camp Mock boat shoes brown leather size 9. They sold for $50. And after eBay's fees, I received $40.52. I paid about $15 for these at Goodwill, so my total profit was $25.52. I've never had this brand before, but I do know that it sells for a lot retail, and from what I saw, it had a great sell-through rate on eBay. So I thought I'd pick it up, and it did sell in a matter of a few weeks. The last item to sell was on TheRealReal as well, and this one definitely not as impressive as my other sale. It was a Torino skinny leather belt size extra small. It sold for $33, and I actually sent this in a long time ago, back before they changed their commission structure. So based off of their old commission structure, I received 40% on this sale. So I received $13. I'm sure that if I was going under the current commission structure, I probably would have received like $1. I paid about $1 for this item, so my profit was $12. This is the second Torino belt that I've sent in. They do appear to accept it, and they don't price it at 40 bucks usually. The 2 times I've sent it in, they price it at a little bit over 100. And this belt was not in great condition. I only sent it in just because I paid $1 for it. If I find a good belt by this brand, I would probably sell it myself. Now it's time to rally up my sales, so let's start summarizing with Poshmark. My total revenue was $408. After Poshmark's fees, I received $320.34. My cost of goods sold for the items that sold on Poshmark was about $75, so my total profit was $245.34. On eBay, my total revenue was $140. After eBay's fees, I received $113.55. My cost of goods sold for the items that sold on eBay was roughly $31, so my total profit was $82.55. And the new contender in the ring, TheRealReal. On TheRealReal, my total revenue was $1,158, and after TheRealReal's fees, I received $730. My cost of goods sold for the items that sold on TheRealReal was $89, so my total profit was $641. Unfortunately this week, Mercari and Depop, nowhere to be found, but hopefully we'll see them sometime in the future. Now to summarize my totals, my total revenue for all platforms was $1,706. After the fees associated with the different platforms, I received $1,163.89. My cost of goods sold for the items that sold on all platforms was $195, so my total profit was $968.89. This week was shaping up to be a very poor week, but thankfully that TheRealReal sale really pulled through. And in other news, it was my birthday week, so I'm happy to not have a terrible week to show for it. Did you have any great sales this week? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If you haven't done so, please make sure to like, comment, share this video, and also subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every week when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have an incredible sales week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I don't have much in today's useless footage, but I did want to show you guys another luxury find that I found. It is these really cool glasses. Yeah, Chanel. These are really cool. They're super thin, and they also have the tips have the double C emblem on them. And they are pretty cool. They also say Chanel over here on the side, and very faintly they seem to have some kind of serial number on the side. So in terms of authenticity, I can't say for 100% just because I know very little about Chanel or Chanel eyewear, but I want to say if these were fake, that would be a pretty unique design to copy. I would estimate these must be vintage, just because this style of glasses I think was very 90s, very turn of the century, but I'm actually kind of tempted to keep them, just because TheRealReal doesn't price Chanel glasses very high, usually only a couple $100. And it would probably cost money for me to change these lenses, which are prescription, and probably too much to the point where I wouldn't make any profit, but I actually kind of like them. They're very sort of minimalist and super interesting to look at. What do y'all think? Should I sell them? Should I keep them? Ooh. Like, just imagine just like these with just a black turtleneck. Wouldn't that look incredible? Until next time, see ya!